Chiching says, why was Delhi chosen as the capital of India? What were the reasons behind that? This is a great question. Nobody's asked this thus far. Very good question. So yes, India's capital city is Delhi. Now, if you go back deep in India's history, like really deep, not very deep, but reasonably deep, go back to the time of the Mahabharat. The capital of the Pandavas was called Hastinapur, and there was another major city called Indraprasth. Well, Indraprasth is the site of present day Delhi. So Indraprasth, there is this region, this part of Delhi which is called Indrapat, which is the geographical site of the historical Indraprasth from the Mahabharat days. So it's a very old place, first of all, Delhi, and it's always been very significant. Later on, during the Tomar dynasty, Delhi was the capital of the Tomar Rajputs, if I'm not mistaken. It was also the capital of Prithviraj Chauhan. Was it? It was always a major city. It was, from time to time, one of the major cities and one of the centers of power in India. The last Indian emperor who was crowned, when I say Indian, I mean a person who followed Indian culture and traditions. The last Hindu emperor, so to say, was crowned emperor in Delhi. There was Hemachandra Vikramaditya. His army was entirely Pashtuns, like 90% of his soldiers were Pashtuns, but he was crowned the emperor of India, which included Afghanistan, by the way, at that time, in Delhi. So Delhi has from time to time been a major city, and from time to time been the capital of India. Yeah. During the time of, let's say, Chandragupta Maurya, during the Mauryan era, when the Mauryan Empire had unified the subcontinent, at that time the capital of India was Patliputra, which is currently called Patna. Yeah. And even during the Gupta era, when the Gupta Empire had again reunified India, the capital of India was Patliputra, Patna. During the Kushan era, we had two capitals. One was, I think, Mathura. One was Purushpur, Peshawar. Yeah, during Kanishka's time. So India has had various capitals from time to time. When the British when the British occupied India, their capital was Kolkata, in the not in the far east of India, but to the east. Yeah, at the time, what is now Bangladesh was also part of India. So their capital was Kolkata. But then they expanded out of Bengal and they were able to capture more or less all of India. Yes. And then they realized that their capital city is in the east of India. It should be a more centralized location, which is why I think it was in 1931 that they made Delhi the capital of India, and they constructed a newer part of the city which they called New Delhi, and that's why they made this more centrally located city the capital of British India. At that time, it was centrally located because what is now Pakistan was also part of India at the time. It was undivided India. It was not partitioned India. So Delhi was more or less to some extent in the center. Ideally, you want a city in Madhya Pradesh or something. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what they did. So that is the main reason why Delhi was chosen as the capital of India. And the British had also partitioned Bengal into East Bengal and West Bengal along religious lines, and there were all these religious conflicts and riots and all things, tensions in Bengal, in Calcutta. That's why they wanted to leave the place and leave and come to Delhi. Yeah, so these are the reasons why they made Delhi the capital of British India. And after India's so-called independence, the people to whom power was transferred were all Anglophiles, and they believed in continuing whatever the British had done in India. So they changed nothing, and Delhi remained the capital of India. Maybe in the future, we should think of a new capital, maybe a brand new capital somewhere in real central India, or maybe going back to, maybe let's say, Patliputra, or maybe to Peshawar, Purushpur, or maybe Mathura. We've had many great cities in the past. Maybe Pune. Pune was the capital of India during the Maratha Empire time. So there have been many various cities that in the past have served as the capital of India, and Delhi is just one of them. There's nothing apart from that really special. Some people, what they say, they say that Delhi has a very bad history. It is a cursed city, some people say, from the days of the Mahabharata itself. And obviously this like, it's a city that brings bad luck. When the barbarian Timur invaded India, he conducted a horrific massacre in Delhi, in which at least 100,000 innocent men, women, and children were butchered in just one day in the streets of Delhi. The city was awash in blood. So it's got a very bad, very dark history, this city. And some people say it's not appropriate for a city like that to be the capital of India. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I would say that maybe, and so there are many reasons for which would justify India getting a new capital city, maybe somewhere in the actual center of India. But yeah, that's for the political class to decide. But I think that explains why Delhi was chosen as the capital of India. It's a very good question.